Identifying energy blockages. We have covered, as we have in the past, we've discovered our light body. Basically, we've understood what it is, what it means to us, and why we're doing it. And one of the things that we need to really work on to get the energy vibrating at a high vibration, to really take advantage of what our light body has to offer us, is to understand and identify these energy blockages. Now, everyone's always like, well, what are energy blockages? What are they talking about? We hear it in a lot of videos. We see it in a lot of blogs. We've probably gone to seminars and have heard people speak of it. Now, an energy blockage for me, and again, this is my interpretation and the information that I've received, as far as what for lack of a better term, instructed to share with you today, is that energy blockages can arise from many, many different experiences in our life. They can lead to health issues. The simplified definition of an energy blockage, and the way that I see it and understand it, is our chi energy, our chi body. We've spoken about this in the past. If you understand the meridian pathways in your body, if you understand the channels of energy that are flowing through you at all times, then perhaps it might be easy to visualize something within those meridians, something within those energy channels that have been stopped up, almost like a tumor in your energy body, for lack of a better term, or like a tumor or a blockage in, in a vein or something, but, visualize it at an energetic level. Now, we get these from in many different ways. One of the obvious ways that we get it is through a traumatic experience, something that has shaken our foundation, something that has led to us losing confidence in ourselves, losing confidence in the world around us, or in the way that the universe, handles things. But there are other ways of getting energy blockages as well, and they can be done accidentally. A great example of this, and not to get too occulty, but let's say someone put a curse on you, and or a shaman sent you some nasty energy or something, and what happens is that becomes what we call, I call it a Klingon, an energetic Klingon, a negative entity that has clung to you or something. And a good definition, or a good way to see if something like that has happened to you is, we see it all the time with people that we know. I call it the Debbie Downer syndrome, if that makes sense. I don't mean to be disrespectful to those that are going through difficult times, but what I call the Debbie Downer syndrome is someone who has identified with that negative entity that is stuck in their energy. Someone who is living from crisis, self-induced crisis to self-induced crisis, whether it be addiction, whether it be medical situations, whether it be relationship issues, whether it be financial problems. And, don't get me wrong, some of these things are very genuine and non-intended. I would never, we spoke in the past about the law of attraction, and like, oh, well, we attract all this to ourselves. On the other hand, if someone blows a nuclear bomb in your city, you did not attract that. So, some things are just spontaneous, and there is no personal, I don't want to say personal responsibility, but personal intention behind it. We can philosophize about, how we bring negativity into our life till the end of time. But the reality of it is, as I was saying earlier, this negative entity, to identify it, and I was talking about the example of the Debbie Downer syndrome, is someone who lives from self-induced crisis to self-induced crisis to self-induced crisis. Let's say their car breaks down one day, and then the next day their plumbing breaks, and then the next day their dog gets hit by a car, and then the next day their bank account gets frozen because they've overdrawn too much money. And then the next day they lose their job because they missed so many days because of all the drama in their life. Now, this is a cycle. This is a cycle, and it's a self-perpetuating cycle. When we allow ourselves to identify, and again, this is creating the energy blockage. When we allow ourselves to identify with the problem, instead of allowing the problem to exist, taking it for what it is, and creating solutions for it, we are literally raising the vibration of the problem and giving it more life. A great example we talk about always is, if someone angers you, don't let them control you. Don't give them that power. You're allowed to be upset. You're allowed to, but don't give them power. Take it in, allow it, let it filter through, let it work its way through your energy body, and send it away. And keep moving on, keep moving on, keep moving on. Now, to identify energy blockages, we're going to do a meditation in just a few minutes to help you with this. But I will say to really get the most out of identifying energy blockages and what kind of energy blockages they are, it's best to really, really be honest with yourself. Take a good look at your life. What kind of person have you been? Do you have bad karma? I mean, karma plays a role in energy blockages. Maybe it's there for a reason. A lot of other times, our lifestyle has something to do with it. Many people, I remember back in my 20s when I was for lack of a better term, a party boy, frat boy, for lack of a better term, or a frat boy mentality of beer bongs and drugs and alcohol and whatnot. I lowered my energy, and really that allows other entities to move in and allows other types of how shall I say, I don't want to say entities with that, but let's just say negative manifestations become a permanent part of your energy body. And it took me years to get out of it. It took me years to really understand what it was, identify it, and just allow it to leave with love. But the first step is identifying what it is. And to identify it, you have to be honest. You have to take a really, really deep look at the way you're living your life, the way you haven't lived your life, and any unresolved issues that seem to be buried. And not to sound like a pop psychologist, but our vibration has to do with our emotion, and our emotions are linked to our vibration, and our vibration is linked to our energy body. So by all means, the first thing to do is to take a brutal, honest look at your life and see what could be going on there.